All right, so this is Richard here. I'm going to take a moment to explain the evolution of the CR base plate cover. So when we first started, this is our base plate cover. This is the version 1. If you look at it, it's pretty flimsy and it's pretty standard. It's what you find in most handrail kits that they sell nowadays. They basically copy its design, and it's just not a great design in my opinion. So why is it not a good design? It's just light, it's flimsy, and it gets dented very easily. So we have to ship these, replacement of these quite often. So this is the first design. We don't get a lot of requests for these. What ends up happening is that now people are getting our latest model, and they bought a handrail kit from a long time ago. So sometimes we'll send these replacements to our customer, and we're happy to provide the cover for free. We just ask them to pay for the shipping. So here is our second version. This was launched because we wanted to make sure that make it easier for customers to install, the base cover when they're done with the installation, like what we have over here. The issue is that this comes apart very easily, and when you kick it, or like when something hits it, it just kind of tend to fall apart, and we get replacement requests for these once in a while because they've just kind of come apart and got blown away. So we stopped having these. We do offer these as like a backup solution. If you've already assembled your handrail and you don't want to take it apart, you can use this. What we advise our customer to do is we want maybe put some super glue here once you set it in place, and then glue it together once you have put it on the base cover over there. So that's a plastic one. So this is different because it's plastic. And lastly here is that we have our latest, which is our thickest metal, and it's a newer design. So a couple of things here that's unique. This is our first, newest model, and then this is our latest one. The difference here is that this still has a notch over here. The reason why we have a notch here is because when we first started, you can look over here that the rivet that goes in here, it doesn't recess that much. So it kind of sticks up quite a bit versus, I'll show you the latest design. The latest design is much more flush. You can't, like, the camera's having a hard time picking it up because it's so flush. The newest bracket here doesn't have any notch here. It just looks cleaner, better. It's just overall a superior product. You can slide it in here and it goes right through. With the old design, it doesn't do that. So that's why we have to notch it here. If you see the notch, we have to have a notch here in order for us to pass through the rivet. So that's why there is that design difference. But otherwise, this is a much thicker cover. The reason why we move on to this is, number one, it's just a better product. Number two is a better design. And number three is that it doesn't really get dented when we ship it to the customer. So also less requests for replacement parts when it comes to our latest model here. Lastly here is that I want to talk about our competition. So once again, this is what I mean. Like, it's very similar to our first model. It's just a design preference, but it's very thin. It, to me, doesn't feel good at all. I mean, at the end of the day, it just sits on the ground, but it doesn't look as nice as the most contemporary version. And our other competition here is that this is a two-piece. It is a good design in the sense that it allows you to put this together if you forget to slide in the base cover before you assemble the railing. But otherwise, I don't know, for me personally, maybe this is just a taste thing. It just doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as clean. I think, the solid one piece and it's all metal looks much better. And if you compare, we've weighted all of them. We started with 1 3 ounce, that's metal. This is plastic, so it's gonna be a little bit lighter. And then lastly, our latest material is 3.3 ounce each. So that just goes to show that we're not cheaping out on the material itself, and it's just going to be a solid cover overall. So the biggest difference, once again, just to recap, is that we have updated our rivets. Now they're much more smooth and recessed. It's just easier to install, better look, and it allows us to have a much cleaner base plate cover that goes into the post itself. All right, that's it.